Welcome everyone to another video, and in this video we're going to be taking a look at Datboimuk's team. Zero Requiem hit me up and said, like, do you want to do some Cliffhanger battles? And I thought, man, this is a good opportunity to try out Datboimuk's team that's listed on pvpoke.com's training simulator. I'll post a link in the description to that, and thank you, Datboimuk's, for your team. So his team consists of Tentacruel, Victory Bell, Skarmory, Bronzong, Umbreon, and Sableye. Interesting running Sableye and Umbreon. Slightly different matchups, but a lot of overlap. Again, going against Mew, Wishcash, Lapras, Tropius, Latias, and then Skarmory. I'm assuming that this Latias has Charm. Running Dragon Breath is useful, but it looks like to be his Charmer, and that was my particular guess. So let's go ahead and take a look at these battles. So Skarmory does pretty well against this entire team, unless this Mew is carrying Wild Charge. So I'm going to lead off with Victory Bell. Victory Bell does pretty well against Lapras. Goes well against Wishcash, obviously. I think it goes pretty well against his top three. Has like a decent matchup against Latias, so at least it should. And then loses to Tropius, but if it gets the energy advantage, I'm carrying Sludge Bomb. It would do a lot of damage. So I am debating what to bring in, and I am contemplating. And I'm gonna run Tentacruel, and I think I run Tentacruel just in case that Latias comes in. I have something to wall it. Actually, Tentacruel is probably actually not that good against this particular team. Maybe it does okay against Lapras, probably actually. So I call his lead. I'm gonna do as many raises as I can, get a couple in. He comes with Latias. I could have stayed in, but I don't want this. Tentacruel has a really poor matchup against his team, against his Wishcash. So I'm just gonna Acid Spray. I probably could just, to be honest, I could have just Poison Jab down. But for some reason I decided not to. Decided to Acid Spray instead. I am going to shield in case this is Thunder, I think it has, or Psychic. I have no idea. I wasn't counting the charms. It's Outrage. Outrage probably would have KO'd me as well. I don't want to give up Switch advantage. And then I know his Wishcash is going to come out. I know he wants to build up energy as well. So I'm going to take advantage of that. And just going to build up some Poison Jabs and then hit this Hydro Pump. And I hope that he doesn't shield thinking it's Acid Spray. But it's actually Hydro Pump. Does a ton of damage. He is going to have to use a charge move, or also going to be able to feint down his Wishcash. I was super close to Acid Spray. I was going to force a shield. And I'm going to come in with Victory Bell. He comes with Mew, which is okay for me, because actually at this point in time I realize I can just, how much these Razor Leafs are doing to Mew, I can actually just probably just feint him down with fast moves. I don't need to burn his last two shields. I am gonna have to shield, and then I have a Skarmory in the back, and there's no way Wishcash at 100 energy, that low health, cannot do anything, because it's going to have to as well expend a charge move in order to KO me. And I'm just going to come in with Skarmory. There's no particular Pokemon in my lineup that would like instantly lose to Wishcash. Maybe Bronzong might get impacted by two Mud Bombs, by two fresh Mud Bombs. I imagine that it would still be pretty close to surviving. Alright, so we take match number 1. So at this point in time, I'm like pretty confident in my Skarmory as a safe switch in. So I'm gonna leave Sableye. I don't know why. I don't know what Sableye really does for me in this situation. Probably nothing. Like great neutral matchups. Probably does okay against Mew. In like even-ish matchups against Skarmory, and probably like even-ish matchups against Lapras. But unfortunately, I don't know if I don't think my Sableye is carrying Power Gem. Probably not. And I think I actually make kind of a big mistake because I allow myself to get. You'll see in a little bit. So here comes Latias, and then I try this matchup initially. I'm like, oh, maybe it's gonna be okay. Nope, these charms are very much hurting me. So I'm just gonna try to do as many Razorleaves as possible. And he comes into Skarmory, which is not great for me. A debate between the two moves. I'm not Sludge Bomb's probably better because it's gonna do more damage. I'm only gonna be able to get one charge move off. So I should have committed to that Sludge Bomb. I think both of them are double resisted. Because of steel typing. Steel double resist poison, and then steel and flying net out to a double resist. So it probably was better for me to do Sludge Bomb because I wasn't going to get to two Razorleaves. So, but regardless, he has like a decent amount of energy built up. So I don't think I shield this first one, mostly because I don't want to get farmed by this Latias. So I am going to shield the second one, and then I'm just going to build up a little bit of extra energy so I can hit a foul play before fainting with this Sableye. So I'm probably like one Shadow Claw away from my second one. I probably should have farmed a little bit more, but I didn't want to risk it. In case he was at 100 energy, then he would be pretty close. I'm only one Shadow Claw away, which I should be able to squeeze in right after this first charm. And I switch out to Skarmory, which is going to put me in a pretty decent situation. Let's see what he has in the back. He has Wishcash. Wishcash I'm not too worried about. He doesn't shield. And I miss a bubble. That's fine. I'm pretty sure he's going to shield. Now, he has no shields left. I am not going to shield because I don't want to get hit by Thunder or Outrage by Latias. Probably would hurt quite a bit. So he ends up mud bombing me, which ends up costing him because then he's not going to be able to get to this Blizzard. Because of how close I am to the charge move, he has no shields left. Gonna be able to take him out. And again, I'm gonna just shield, hoping I forget how much energy Outrage is. I think it's 60. Could be wrong. But regardless, even if it's, there's no way he would be at 100 energy right now. So. Or even before the charge move, so I don't have to worry too much. So we take the second match. Latias is like interesting pick, but like way too squishy. If it had, for example, if it had return, that would actually be pretty beneficial for Latias. It would like result in cheaper charge moves. I'm actually curious on how much energy Outrage is. It's just like I do Outrage so like infrequently. Outrage is 60 energy. Thunder is 60. Psychic is 70. Yeah. So if we got like return, for example, it would make it a lot more viable. Because at least it would get a charge move off. But charm users like, or Razor Leaf users, you prefer like cheaper charge moves like Leaf Blade. That's why Tropius and Victory Bell are really great Razor Leaf users. or you want something like a little bit more bulk, or interesting typing, like Ludicolo, and then has that Ice Beam Nuke. Okay, so gonna lead off with Skarmory because I realize that Skarmory is like pretty safe against his team. It loses to Ice Shard Lapras, but still okay. So I've met his Latias. With my Skarmory, I do resist these charms. They still do a lot of damage, but the thing is, like, I'm building up way more energy and doing about the same amount of net damage to the Latias. I'm gonna hit the Sky Attack. And he switches out, he mirrors with Skarmory, and then I'm gonna take this chance to sacrifice my Umbreon just because it doesn't have a great matchup against his Latias. I'm curious on how these two match up. So Umbreon wins the. Oh, Umbreon loses the 2 shield, but beats the 0 and the 1. But still, I don't want to get like charmed down. Like these charms still hurt. Each charm does 12 damage versus each snarl does 7. Seems like a pretty imbalanced trade-off. But as a percentage, that was actually pretty close. So I do think that I can survive this. And this is a little bit risky. I'm not sure if he missed any bubbles on the Sky Attack, but I knew it would be really close. And I tried to undertap. Unfortunately, it did not work out. And then I'm like, okay, I can just farm up against this Skarmory. And I stupidly, one, I probably shouldn't have shielded there. I stupidly hit the charge move. So, and then I missed that bubble because I wasn't expecting it. But it came through anyways. And let's see. Against his Wish Cash. So I feel pretty good. I'm going to come in with Victory Bell. And then if he comes with Latias, I'm just going to farm this Latias down. I'm not sure how close it was to the charge move. I know it was building up some beforehand. And at this point in time, I don't even need to do any charge moves. I'm just going to shield this potential Blizzard. Which ends up actually being Blizzard. And I take him down. So my thoughts on this team is so interesting because it has 2 Pokemon that are super weak to charm users, but has like 4 Pokemon that beat charm users. Maybe not. Doesn't Victory Bell probably has pretty close matchup with Togekiss? Just because that fly typing will help to resist Razor Leaf. But then like 2 Pokemon weak to Electric because of so like weak to Lantern. So like Lantern only has to worry a little bit about Bronzong depending on what moveset it's carrying. If it's carrying the Bulldoze, Bulldoze would do a pretty good amount of damage to a Lantern. So he comes in with Lapras. I'm okay with his matchup. Lapras versus Umbreon. I imagine it's slightly in favor of Lapras with this particular moveset. I'm pretty sure he's carrying Skull Bash. No, so I guess Umbreon wins in the 1 and 2 shield, but loses in the 0 shield. So he does an interesting move. I probably should undertap that foul play because I knew exactly what he was trying to do. He's going to Skull Bash me, which is a very interesting strategy. Skull Bash being definitely less energy efficient than Surf, but not that much less energy efficient. It's like 0.69 versus 0.77 for Surf. So gives you a chance. I think I end up shielding because I want to hit this Last Resort as a last resort. Oh no, I hit the foul play, I should say. And then he comes in with Skarmory, And then at this point in time, I'm like, I think I can actually get to the second foul play. I'm only 4 away. 2, 3, 4, and then I hit it with a sliver of health left, which I'm pretty happy with. If I wasn't able to hit that one, then obviously it would have been a massive mistake, me staying in. And I come with Skarmory. Skarmory can just basically tank these sky attacks that are going to come in. I don't have to worry too much. And then once I get over the Skarmory, I'm like in a pretty good situation. And again, I just make these like, I'm like, oh, farm down. No, I'm not gonna farm down. I'm just gonna charge move. Click the charge move. He does charge move as well. So like the worst time to do the charge move, especially when I don't have CMP. Hit the sky attack. Here comes Lapras. And I tried to undertap. I think I end up shielding because I don't want this to KO. And I'm going to switch to Victory Bell because he has reset energy. And there's 1 Ice Shard, and he switches out to 2 Latias, which I'm okay with. And I decide to do the charge move. Mostly because even though there's like a decent chance I could KO it before it gets a charge move, maybe, I don't know, it'd be pretty close. Actually, maybe not. Yeah, I think I would have been able to KO if I just went straight Razor Leaf. So I'm curious if that's actually the case. Latias. Even if I just straight Razor Leaf, I might have been able to just KO. No, he would have got to the Outrage, like on the last turn, assuming his is as good as the default in PV Poke. But anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed that video. Thank you, Datboimuk, for sharing your team. Thank you, PV Poke. Thank you for watching. My thoughts on this team are a very interesting team composition. What would give this team trouble? Like Altaria? Altaria, no, because then Bronzong beats it even with Skarmory, but it does beat 4 of the 6. How does Defense Deoxys do against this team? Imagine Defense Deoxys doesn't want... Defense Deoxys can one-shot. Let's see. Defense Deoxys can probably beat Tentacruel and Venus... no, not Victory Bell in the 0 and 1 shield, because that Psycho Boost is going to do a ton of damage. It will beat Skarmory, and then I'm assuming it beats Bronzong. Let's see. It does beat Bronzong, and then loses to Umbreon and Sableye. So someone had like a Charm User and Deoxys, Defense Deoxys, then this team would have to like basically guess right. Like it'd probably guess right on the Charm User more likely than Deoxys. So just like lining it up and picking that correctly would be interesting. Lantern probably does pretty well against this team. I'm curious on Lantern and Bronzong. Lantern only wins in the 0 shield. So Lantern 0 shield would be super dangerous for this team, except for Victory Bell. So some combination of Defense Deoxys, Charm User, and Lantern would be really interesting against this team, especially with shields down. I guess like you get put a little bit of shield pressure with Defense Deoxys. Like you might go with 2 shields if you lead with Yeah, even Skarmory does also very well. So if they pick Skarmory with against this team, it beats Bronzong, beats Victory Bell. It probably beats Tentacruel. Has like pretty even matchups against Sableye and Umbreon, but the Umbreon matchup is slightly IV dependent. So it's a good team. It does have some holes in exploits, like most Cliffhanger teams, but it is certainly one that you can run with and find viability with. And I really like Victory Bell. Victory Bell has some like really interesting matchups, and that Razor Leaf damage can just do a ton of damage to opponents, and that's not something you can shield. So if you like this video, you want to see more Cliffhanger videos, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see everyone in the next video.